Tonight, News 4 is investigating a part of Canalside that is caught in controversy. Take one look around and you can see the signs of progress along the waterfront. But the centerpiece of Canalside sits silent. No one investigates like News 4. We're continuing to ask questions about what's happening at the old Memorial Auditorium site.
We were the first to tell you construction should resume next week when a new contractor takes over. This is a drawing what it should look like once it's finished, complete with canals, bridges, and ice rinks. The state fired the original contractor, and today that contractor fired back with a lawsuit, making sweeping allegations against officials. News 4's Jordan Williams and our investigative team have been digging into this story tonight. Jordan?
Don, DePizio Construction claims it should never have lost this crucial Canalside project. The company's lawyers going after Empire State Development, the Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation, as well as leaders of both agencies. The fight over developing this prime piece of Canalside is just beginning. Lawyers for DePizio Construction have filed this civil suit in state Supreme Court. Their attorney, Joseph Manna, says there were issues from the start.
They knew that at the time they bid this project, the funding had not arrived yet. There were delays associated with the design.
He writes in the lawsuit, before the late April 2012 contract signing, state officials, quote, knew that the project would be delayed due to lack of funding, poor engineering, change orders, and/or poor contract administration. Now, this is the termination letter DePizio received back in May. In it, Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation President Tom D. detailed how the contractor, quote, failed to demonstrate any significant improvement at the site. DePizio immediately responded with this letter saying, quote, the termination was unjustified and they were misinformed.
When they made those statements about quality of work issues in conjunction with terminating DePizio, that caused financial harm and reputational harm to DePizio.
Manna writes in the lawsuit the termination letter was released to scapegoat DePizio for all project problems and avoid crushing media and public criticism. It goes on to say public statements on deficient work harmed DePizio's reputation in the construction industry and the general public. The lawsuit alleges the termination letter was sent without the knowledge or approval of the agency's board. News 4's Luke Moretti asked Chairman Robert Joya.
Should the board have voted on something that important?
No, I don't think so, because we were completely apprised of what was going on within the contract. We were in the legal limits within the contract, and it's not unusual for these types of situations to happen within organizations like this.
DePizio's lawsuit names the state agencies and Sam Hoyt, the regional president of Empire State Development, Thomas D., the president of Erie Canal Harbor Development, and Mark Smith, the agency's construction director. An agency spokesperson declined to comment because of the ongoing litigation, instead issuing a statement saying they are moving forward on the canal's project and looking forward to getting the project restarted and completed by next summer. Chairman Joya says construction may resume next week.
This is a project that needs to get back on track, and we're focusing on getting it back on track and getting it ready to be opened.
He says if construction goes as planned, we will be able to enjoy the canals, pedestrian bridges, and pathways by next summer. Now, today's lawsuit seems to really heighten tensions between the state and DePizio, a Western New York company which says this is the first time it's been fired from a job in its 37 years of operating. And we know lawyers spent this week talking about the possibility of a settlement for all these claims made in an earlier lawsuit and in the lawsuit that was filed today. Those talks broke down yesterday.
And there's a lot of talk here in this case about delays. People may not know. When was this project supposed to be finished?
Well, certainly we're well past the deadline. We were expecting it to be done by last November. And the earliest that it could be done now, they're saying with this new contractor coming in next summer. So the wait continues. Yeah.